My name is Robert Huthart. I'm the Chairman and Chief Executive of Huthart and Company Limited. I think obviously, over the last 5-6 years, we're dealing with family offices. I think people, have looked at their portfolios and they've looked at perhaps a real estate sector has been the most well-performing sector of them all. And of course, today they're looking for initially investments in their own zone where they understand the markets, but now increasingly they're looking to expand and invest in overseas real estate assets. When I think about real estate asset, hopefully rises, if you can ride the volatility between the years, it's a steady increase in valuation. So we look at, I think this time around, we looked at real estate in Australia a great deal, trying to understand that market a little bit. I've learned a lot from it, obviously, from these meetings here. One of the funny things I learned is, you only own the first 6 feet of the land, in agriculture. He says, below that, it's not owned by you. And that's what I was told. So hopefully the manager there, I'm sure it's right. And this is agricultural land, principally. I didn't know waters was worth so much money in Australia, so I've learned that lesson too. You buy one with the other. So yes, it's been a tremendous learning experiences in different markets so far. I think some of the risks we get as we become more global is, we go in a market where the credibility of the fund manager becomes exceptionally important. We look at very important issues, like we don't look at first-time funds. We look for a longer track record. And then today, in the global markets, we want to be sure that the manager truly grew up in their markets, just like we grew up in ours and made our money. There are 2 elements to wealth structuring. Is when your family has a business still going and then they use the liquidity and they put that into a family office and they use that. Then it comes a point in time when they sell that family business asset, which generates the core of the income, and they go in a purely an investment field, and that dynamically changes how they look at investments. They look at a family office, whereas before they need to expand it significantly. They need a chief investment officer in there. They need to really start becoming a professional in their own field, or else you're going to have to go into multi-family offices. And most of them are not really keen to go back to private banks unless the private banks change their way of dealing with us. Family offices, money in the Asian region, we're in the 3rd generation at most we're looking at, whereas in Europe we're going back 10, 20, generations that go back hundreds of years. The wealth in Asia has been created in the last 100 or so, 150 years. So obviously, they don't know too much about family offices. In fact, you probably hear that family offices really only began in Asia in earnest, about 5-10 years ago. So even then, today, we've got a lot more people interested in it, but we don't have the full understanding of it.